intro music. Yeah! Woo!
You need the answers, don't you? I know, it's okay. I'm not mad at you. I did wait a day before putting this one out there. So while you're here, go ahead and comment and like the video as you see in the pop-ups to your right. I'm going to give you the answers to the brand new, is brand new even the right word? The second edition of Lower Decks. Yeah, the Lieutenant's Exam Part 2, all the answers, because look, I realize not everybody's seen episode or season 2 of Lower Decks, let alone episode 2 of Lower Decks. So I'm going to go ahead and just answer it for you, but I still encourage you to check it out. And we'll start with number 1. Now, what I will do in this video, just to FYI, the last time people kind of asked me, hey, would you be so kind as to actually show us where some of these systems are? You know what? I can. In fact, many of you may have forgotten there's a way to look up systems. And I don't say that like sarcastically. I mean that genuinely. Maybe you are unaware, especially some of our newer players in the game. So I want to hit on that. So what class of ship is the USS Cerritos? Well, it is a California class, as many of you will become aware of if you're not already, by the new event starting in May for everybody level 35 plus to let you get the Cerritos for free. You'll get 10 BPs every time and you will get a full one. So everybody will have at least one Cerritos, and even some of the payer players will have 2 Cerritos if they so choose. So that means we got to go mine 1 par steel. Doesn't matter what system you're in, simply mine 1 par steel. By the way, for those curious about the tricky part, maybe you're stuck on question 10, got the answer in this video towards the end. I'd prefer if you watch the entire video because it helps us grow, it helps the analytics and everything, but I get it, you're here for one purpose, and maybe that's all you're here for. Oh well, I'll live. Get to number 2 though. Getting to a little bit maybe of a more difficult question slightly. How does Commander Ransom get temporary godlike powers? So giving you some questions here to try to, test your actual knowledge of episodes going on. And that is from Strange Energies. So you need to destroy 1 hostile in the Orion system. Now, the Orion system in Star Trek Fleet Command is one of the earlier systems in the game. And one of the good things about the series is they're actually focusing on some of the beginning parts. I mean, anybody can complete all of these missions, which is fantastic. Lower level players are getting access to these, and you don't need high level ships to be able to access places like Orion. So go here, knock out a hostile, and then you're done. All you got to do. Moving on to number 3. We got to get back into our Lieutenant's Exam for question number 3. Right here is going to be, who becomes a security officer after Lieutenant Shax? Now, once again, this is all about watching Lower Deck Season 2. And if you haven't, well, I'm giving you the answers, but I still encourage you to go ahead and check it out. Number 3 is going to be D. Kayshawn. Got to go mine 1 G2 gas. Now, you can do that in a variety of systems. Now, if you don't know, go back to your mini map here. This is especially for new players, but even for returning players or old players who've forgotten. This little icon right over here, see, it looks like a drill. Click it and then zoom. See, it shows you. So you got to go mine gas. One of your earliest ones is like Vendamatrix or Zorik. Go mine some G2 gas right there, and you are honky dory. Moving on to question number 4, and the answer for number 4. Scroll on over here. Right there. All right, which Voyager officer does Boimler desperately want to meet? And this is going to be one of the ones that, in terms of game, I really want the avatar. We've seen it before. Tom Paris. There's a Tom Paris plate in this that I think is fantastic, and it's a great graphic. You can actually check in the avatar menu. That's going to be A, Tom Paris. You got to go to Tulun. Now, I talked about the ability to find systems. So if you hit your galaxy button here at the bottom right and go to search coordinates, you can actually just type in, hey, I need to go to Tulun. Hit go. Magic, you're there. It's a level 7 system, very beginning of the game. You can go in here with Orion Corvettes, more on why that's important later, Fortunates, Realitas, whatever, and kill 1 hostile to then complete your mission here for part 4. Now let's move on to part 5, question number 5 rather. And if we come over, we got to keep scrolling right here. How do Boimler and Rutherford convince the Ferengis not to poach the Mugatos? Easy. And honestly, this one's kind of pretty easy if you know Star Trek lore and you know the Ferengi and just kind of how they are. And I want to say real quick, let me know what you think about this type of stuff in our Discord. We've been having conversations about Lower Decks and whether this arc is good or not based on the story. I think the story is really true to the series itself. The Ferengis will make more money running a preserve instead. Destroy 1 hostile in the Imgra system. Once again, using your handy dandy map here, little search coordinates. We didn't have this when I started the game, by the way. This does not exist. This is something they added as a quality of life feature. Bookmarks were not part of the original game. So if you back on out, you can see Imgra is right below Orion to about what? The 7 o'clock of Orion. Just go on straight down. Let's move on to the next one because I don't want to sit here all day. I know y'all got things to do. Y'all don't want 30-minute videos giving you the answers. Let's move on to number 6. Why do duplers duplicate? Once again, one of the good things about some of these is you can, mine wherever it is you find it. The answer to 6 is going to be B. They get stressed out. So you got to mine some titanium. You know the cool thing about this one? If you went to the appropriate place last time, click the button. There's titanium there, ladies and gentlemen. Just mine 1 titanium while you already happen to be at Imgra, and bam, you've done completed 2 missions in the exact same spot. Talk about efficiency. Moving on to the number 7. Next one up on our board. We're finally not having to scroll anymore. How is the Packlid? How do they do their form of government? What is the Packlid form of government? I'm glad that Lower Decks is answering the important questions in the game and in life. Rule by Big Hat. Destroy 1 hostile in Risa. I will admit I forgot where Risa was in our map and I had to go and find it. But once again, I'm going to use the search tool just because y'all asked me to. And, it's a good idea to show these systems and where they're at. Here's Risa right here. Obviously, Riker's one of favorite homes. You scroll out, you can see it's way back in the backyard, you'd almost say. Territory also didn't exist when I started playing, since I'm showing my age here. The cool thing about it is the main systems like Rigel, Orion, Nausicaa, Risa, all these are systems that you'll use a lot in early game missions. Well, they stay pretty open if you zoom out. So that makes it pretty decently handy, I would say. Moving on to number 8 in the question and answer here. Which Cerritos officer is also royalty? Now, you really should be watching both seasons of Lower Decks. Season 3, I think the premiere actually, or the teaser trailer is coming out very soon. I think it actually might have dropped by the time we were recording this video. But that's going to be C, Commander Billups, Mine 1 G2 Orb. Now, one of my favorite places to do this when I was a new player in the game is the system right next to Lycia. Shout out to Pappy if Pappy's watching. Deneva has a little bit of it, but also Labac, where you got 2 G2 ore systems. Just got to mine 1. Ain't got to go crazy or anything. Just mine 1. 9 gonna be a little bit tougher though. Let's get to number 9 here, and then number 10 is gonna be the real curveball. Number 9. What Cerritos officer will Badgie annihilate first? Rutherford. Now, if you don't know this, well, it's because Rutherford is the creator of Badgie, the wild holodeck program that we've got an amazing avatar and uncommon character for. Shout out to Scopey for bringing back uncommon characters to Star Trek Fleet Command. So, with that in mind, we got to go destroy 1 hostile in Eurydia. And since I don't have that memorized, I'm going to go ahead and click it and go back into this system right here. Eurydia. Roll your R's when you roll your R's. Yes, Eurydia. There you go. And if you want to take a look at where it's at on the map, it is to the right of Alacti and about to the 4 o'clock of Taloon. Go about, I don't know, 7 quadrants, the little boxes. Go through the box. Okay, here's the big one, and this one's kind of confusing. It was kind of a bit of a pain in the booty. But number 10 is this question right here. Where does the real action happen? Obviously, the answer is Lower Decks. That's the theme of the month, but it requires you to spend 1 Latinum. The problem a lot of players have been having, and maybe you've been stuck on this one since yesterday when this first came out, you need to spend a Latinum. Easiest way is blow up a ship and instant repair it. Now, I used a Fortunate, and I've already done it, but I'll show you what I did. I came up here to the far northern system. I'm going to hit this Arconian Scavenger with a Fortunate, and when it blows up, I will then instant repair that Fortunate, and that completes my event. Now, a lot of people have tried other things. Be careful with your instant repairs. You don't really want to instant repair something that, is extremely expensive. That's why I chose an early ship of the Fortunate. I did my instant repair. 1 lat, 2 lat, whatever you need to spend will then complete what you have. If you don't have Latinum, I'd actually be kind of shocked if you didn't have 1 Latinum. But I mean, I guess it is in theory possible to not have any Latinum. But in case you don't, well, honestly, I don't know what to say. If you don't have 1 Latinum, that just kind of sucks. And I hope you get some by tomorrow. Check your away team missions. My away teams will typically have a Latinum mission that are running. Even if it's not a heavy Lat mission, I'll get something. So anyway, those are your answers for Lower Deck Season 2. and hopefully all 10 of those are going to help you complete it. I love that you have several days worth, and the payouts honestly were pretty good. I think that the payouts for Lower Decks, the Excretus of Borg, which you haven't completed by the time of recording this video, or my Clear the Coast, lots for me to do. But I think that the Lieutenant's exam had a nice payout, especially at the end. You do get the Boimler effect avatar. Not sure how much people are going to care about that, but good partial payouts. And of course, the uncommon 171 uncommon ore for me is pretty nice because I just blew 24,000 uncommon ore to start my level 42 upgrade. So that's what we do. And yeah, I've got 56 days left on that, and that's over halfway. So anyway, those are the answers that you needed to answer your quiz. And yeah, that's all we got. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, smash the like button. It looks like this. It's over there, but it looks like this. Smash it. Live long and prosper. Stay safe for the Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. I'll catch you on the next one. God bless. Howdy.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.